Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at noon.
Breaking right now at noon, the FBI is looking into bomb threats made against 40 school districts across the state. 4 of those districts are right here in Central Florida. District leaders in Brevard, Sumter, Seminole, and Marion counties all received the threat. Brevard County was one of the first districts to describe that emailed threat. News 6's Mike Valenti joins us now in Brevard County. And Mike, for now, it is believed that this threat is part of a hoax and the FBI is looking into this.
Yeah, Julie, good afternoon. And we just spoke to a Brevard County school spokesperson who said that the email to the more than 40 school districts demanded $1,000. That spokesperson says the district quickly turned the email over to the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, who deemed the threat not to be credible. And although there is no indication that there's any danger to students and staff, the district is still, of course, acting out of an abundance of caution, ramping up law enforcement patrols at schools like Viera High School, where a News 6 crew was this morning.
We sent an email to all parents within hours of receiving it. An email to all parents. There's full transparency that we've received this hoax of a threat, so that parents, can make their own decisions.
As you mentioned before, Julie, among the more than 40 districts that received this email, Seminole, Marion, and Sumter, each of those school districts tells us that they're working with law enforcement officials to try to figure out who is behind this email. We've also reached out to the FBI. If we hear back, we will, of course, let you know and update this story on air and online on clickorlando.com. For now, we're live outside the Brevard County School District. I'm Mike Valenti, News 6.
Mike, thank you. And we will continue to follow this breaking story for you throughout the day. And we'll have the latest updates on air and on our website, clickorlando.com. Developing right now at noon, the state fire marshal is investigating a deadly fire in Port Orange. The house was off Abbey Lane and it was fully engulfed. 2 people were taken to the hospital where 1 person died. The 49-year-old man accused of holding a woman hostage at an Osceola County motel this week is due in court again today. Mark Vasquez was set to appear in court Tuesday, but he refused.
Mr. Vasquez refused. We'll go ahead and waive his appearance.
A judge denied that request. The court said Vasquez must be there in person before the state can file pretrial motions. He's accused of beating and cutting his brother and holding a 74-year-old woman hostage for more than 5 hours Monday. Vasquez later surrendered and was arrested. Now to Daytona Beach, where neighbors living near Mosaic Boulevard are sharing frustrations about sidewalks in their community. Your Volusia County community correspondent Angie Casada shows us the city is working on a solution.
Yeah, people living here tell me that the streets are actually safer than the sidewalks. Matter of fact, there's been close to 50 reports of falls in the last 3 years. But I want you to take a look at this. It's almost standing water as well as a form of slime that just goes all throughout the sidewalks throughout this community. And this is the safety concern for residents here. The city admits that the problem is costly to fix, but tonight's meeting could determine how much of that burden falls on taxpayers. It's a neighborhood that looks picture perfect. But when you stop on Mosaic Boulevard and try to walk on the sidewalks...
Be careful, Sam.
Residents say it's become a nightmare. From these sidewalks?
From these sidewalks. 1 person broke her tailbone and still is getting treatment. Another person, his babysitter fell, and we have to walk in the street. So we take the risks of walking in the streets versus the sidewalks because the sidewalks are more dangerous.
The situation was brought up to the city commission in July. Now the city and developer are now working on an agreement to fix the drainage issues and replace damaged sections.
You can see the buildup of the algae and stuff and what it looks like. And the concern is we've got Halloween coming up and we're going to have little kids walking in the area that aren't familiar with this neighborhood. It's a hazard.
Under the proposed agreement, both the city of Daytona Beach and the developer would share costs for sidewalk modifications and drainage repairs. But residents say they want a clear timeline and accountability, not more delay. News 6 reached out to the city of Daytona Beach for comment, but so far we have not heard back. Homeowners here say that they hope if this agreement can be reached soon, work could start within the next few weeks. Tonight's meeting starts at 6 o'clock. Reporting in Daytona Beach, I'm your Volusia County community correspondent Angie Casada, News 6.
Turning to your weather now, let's take a live look outside in Brevard County. This is our Launch Credit Union camera at Port Canaveral, looking absolutely gorgeous out there. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is standing by, and it has been so nice and fall-like, but we have seen a few isolated sprinkles out there today in some spots.
Right, a few spotty showers, and it's all associated with another little disturbance that's going to usher in another batch of some nice dry air for the rest of the week. But we do have a couple scattered showers we do have to contend with so far this morning. So let's zoom in, give you an idea of what's going on. If you downloaded our News 6 weather app, it would have notified you if some of this rain is on its way there. I know it notified us here in Orlando, Geneva, down through Oviedo. A lot of these very light scattered showers will continue to stream pretty quickly towards the south and east. And you can see south and west, I should say. Port St. John, Canaveral, Acres also seeing some of those quick little moving downpours. As of now, things are starting to dry out nicely for you guys in Volusia County, where you started seeing kind of the worst of the rain a little earlier today. But you can see the rain is going to be moving pretty quickly. It's still very gusty along our beaches, clocking our wind gusts upwards about 30 miles per hour. We'll have more details on something we are tracking in the tropics that you might want to keep close tabs on coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, Candace, thank you. A new on-demand bus service is officially launching in Seminole County, replacing many underused routes. The new micro-transit system called Scout uses 35 cars, 5 different zones, and helps people get to places like the grocery store. Riders can book trips through the Ride Freebie app or by calling, with pickup zones in different areas like Lake Mary, Sanford, Altamont Springs, and Oviedo.
I need it desperately because I was fortunate enough to get vertigo. I can't drive because it's too dangerous. And we're only a one-car family now.
Fares start at $4 for a one-zone ride, $7 for 2 zones, and up to $14 for 3 or more. And there's also a discount for seniors, students, and short trips to Sunrail stations. A new fire station just opened today in Kissimmee, and as more families move to Osceola County, fire service has become a major issue. Your Osceola County community correspondent Stephanie Rodriguez shows us this is just one way the county is looking to meet the need.
First responders are ready to move in and start running calls from here, Station 75. It's the third brand new Osceola County Fire Rescue Station to open since 2020.
What I like to say is the plan that we put together puts the best people in the right place at the right time to make a difference.
Osceola County has added 130 new positions since 2020, and now a new group will call Station 75 home.
This will be the third brand new fire station in the last 5 years. It'll be the 5th station we've opened in the last, sixth station that we've opened in the last 5 years.
The station will cover parts of Four Corners, Celebration, Reunion, and Champions Gate.
It's a lot of tourists, but a lot of residential. And there's a lot of density within that area, which makes it very difficult to get around. So having more stations there makes it easier for us to respond to emergencies because of all of that.
The location of Station 75, in between the Celebration and Linfield stations, is designed to improve overall reach.
So basically we split the difference. But since we put that fire station, identified that location for that fire station to be placed at Fooney Steed and Entry Point, we were able to move the fire station that was at Linfields over off to West Side, making better coverage and improving our response time in 2 areas at the same time.
And more fire stations are on the way. The county tells me that 2 more are expected to open in the coming months. I'm your Osceola County community correspondent, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
It was anything but a smooth move for one Central Florida couple.
I was in tears.
Coming up, what happened when they arrived at their new home and the actions the state is now taking. Here's a live look over downtown Orlando near the Kia Center, where it was busy last night, where Billie Eilish played. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new $25 million Gold Rush Multiplier Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery.
A $3,600 extra fee. That's what one couple was forced to pay just to get their belongings from movers. And when it all arrived, they say much of it was damaged. Now, that company's office seemingly vacant. And as investigator Erica Bergoglio shows us, the company has received a long list of complaints.
I was in tears.
A 35-mile move for Gail and Clarence Hairston cost them $3,600 more than they were quoted.
I said, that's holding our furniture hostage. He says, you can call it what you want. Yeah. You can't get it. We won't move. We won't bring you your furniture until this is paid.
The couple hired Today's Move movers to help them move from Ocala to Leesburg. The initial quote they received, $1,100. But then on moving day, they were told to pay thousands more or their stuff would be locked up in storage.
That was a gut punch.
Their daughter sent them the money, but once their items were unloaded at their new home, the Hairstons found their furniture scratched, a table leg broken, and their dishes shattered.
Today's Move Movers is part of Thompson Nation Holdings, LLC. Its address is listed as this office building along Silver Star Road in Orlando.
When I went inside to speak with someone, the office was vacant. And according to this administrative complaint, it appears a state investigator found the same scene when he tried to hand-deliver documents in July. Hi, is this Thompson Nation Holdings, LLC? When I called the number listed for Thompson Nation Holdings, a man told me the company was shut down. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services has received nearly 200 complaints about Thompson Nation Holdings, as well as its 24 moving companies. This notice from the state says the business violated a slew of Florida statutes, including withholding goods even though the customer already paid. Thompson Nation Holdings is banned from moving any household goods in the state of Florida. The state also denied the company from renewing its license. Erica Bergoglio, News 6.
We are coming up on 12:15. Time to get you back to your forecast. Man, look at that gorgeous shot from Daytona Beach. Looking so pretty, you may be tempted to head to the beach, but it's a day to enjoy from the sand. We're still looking at some rough conditions out there. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here. Most of us are dry, but we're seeing a few quick-moving light showers.
Very, very light showers at this point, and we're going to continue to watch them move pretty quickly as our breeze is really kicking up between about 25 to 30-mile-per-hour gusts. So these little scattered showers are moving at pretty fast of a clip there. You can see right now the latest radar in the last couple of minutes here. We're seeing some of those scattered showers working their way to Orlando. The News 6 weather app, we talked about it all morning long, that you might need it as we dodge just a little bit of those sprinkles that clip parts of the coastline and push inland. Most of this rain, though, within the next 30 to 60 minutes or so. Most of it should get pretty much wrapped up. A little further south, we're watching a little bit of a heavier little batch of rain there from Titusville to Wilson, same down through Rockledge, Canaveral Acres, and as of right now, Volusia County, where you guys actually started the morning off with some scattered showers. You're saying now nice and dry at this point in time. All right, let's talk about what you need to know as you are out and about this afternoon. Temperatures will continue to stay below normal, so comfortably warm. Now, as we head into the rest of the week, temperatures are going to gradually go up as humidity also starts to creep up all ahead of our next front. Now, this front on Sunday is really not going to be bringing a whole lot of rain, just about a 20% Sunday night and into Monday. But once that clears, it will usher in another round of some pretty nice weather into next week. So with all this nice weather, you'd think, all right, we're wrapping up hurricane season. Not just yet. There is going to be an area in the Caribbean, most likely by the end of next week, that we're going to want to watch pretty closely. Let's take a live look outside. Once again, here in Daytona Beach, you can see there is still barely a beach out there. Not a lot of folks enjoying the sand at this point in time because it is, not only is it windy, the surf is a little rough. Wind gusts at last check almost 30 miles per hour as our current temperature sits at a very nice and comfortable 80 degrees. Now, looking at those temperatures out the door, it's 12:16 in the afternoon, and most of us are still in the 70s. That is the sign of the changing times as our season is starting to change just a little bit, where at this point last week we were already in the mid to upper 80s. So certainly feeling very nice and comfortable, especially if you're not dealing with the rain. If you are, just give it a little bit. It will be moving out pretty fast. Now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
Our average high for this time of the year is 85 to about 86. We're going to be running right below that there in those low 80s. As we take you here throughout the next few hours, you can see the models are still picking up a couple more rogue showers clipping the coastline throughout the afternoon, and really that's about it. Then as we hit Thursday, you can see our skies start to clear as a little weak disturbance starts to finally move out. bringing with it some nice dry air. Still feeling like fall over the next couple of days. Again, that's your average of 85. We'll continue to kind of go back and forth above and below that. But then on Sunday, with the arrival of that front, we will start to see a little more rain in the forecast. Let's show you here. Here comes the approaching front. This is Sunday afternoon, not too bad, but it looks like overnight into Monday is where we could have a little bit of rain. Tropical storm Lorenzo is still out there, not bothering anybody, but the Climate Prediction Center has highlighted now most of the Caribbean. Most likely within the next week or so, we could slowly start seeing some sort of development happening. GFS is picking up a little bit of a signature on that, so that's something we'll be watching pretty closely. In the meantime, though, while we continue to watch the tropics, as it is still hurricane season, we can sit back and still enjoy a pretty nice outlook.
Looks good, Candace, thank you. You've probably seen those 360-degree camera trucks taking video of the roads for Google. Coming up, how a similar car could help protect you during a natural disaster right here in Central Florida. Here's a live look at the traffic on I-4 out by the theme parks, as a lot of folks may be heading out for their lunch hour. You're watching News 6 at noon. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You've probably seen 360-degree camera trucks taking street images for Google Earth. But what if we told you this one is helping prepare Central Florida for natural disasters? The project is funded through a partnership between Florida counties like Seminole County and federal disaster recovery programs. The goal is to give a better idea of storm damage.
So this vehicle takes scans of the roadways, the bridges, all throughout the entire state of Florida. It helps us with damage assessment immediately after a disaster. So now we are going to have pre-disaster pictures as well as post-disaster pictures. We also, 2 years ago, did a similar project so we can actually see if roads have been damaged over time from just the elements or hurricanes as well.
Seminole County's emergency manager says the project is mapping flood risks, not invading your privacy. The project is expected to end next month. Okay, so you've got to see this video from North Carolina. Here it is. You can see a dog there. There he is, chewing on something when a fire breaks out. Officials say Colton was actually chewing on a lithium-ion battery. Moments after he grabbed a device, it started smoking, and then that all-out flame sparked.
he bit into it, and you can see it, you know, he's surprised by it, and then he's like, uh-oh, what did I do?
Okay, notice his dad is a firefighter. Thankfully, the fire was out within minutes, and the only thing damaged was the rug. Experts warn lithium-ion batteries, while safe, can ignite if damaged or improperly disposed. And we've covered issues with lithium-ion batteries extensively here at News 6. Just last year, we helped get a bill signed into law that paves the way for new rules to be passed to help prevent fires. You can check out our past coverage on our website, clickorlando.com. Check out our all-new primetime lineup on News 6 Plus. Matt and Ginger have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9. Then go in-depth as we track the tropics and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas at 9:30. Then watch the late news an hour earlier. It's all tonight on News 6 Plus. Download our streaming app for free. Search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. Here's a live look for you from Mount Dora from our camera out there. Beautiful Wednesday. You're watching News 6. We'll be right back. It is still feeling pretty fabulous out there. Kind of fall-like. We'll take it.
And just a couple scattered showers, just a little bit. And we're going to continue to track them throughout the afternoon. They're really not packing a whole lot of rain, but basically it's just this little weak disturbance that's just brushing the coastline, sending in a couple scattered showers. But notice, once that clears, the weather's still going to be nice. It's really just ushering another nice batch of weather. So a couple scattered showers for another really nice couple of days. I think we'll take that. Yeah. And then another cold front, this one a little bit stronger. Rain chance do go up to about 20% Sunday and Monday, bringing with it another dose of nice weather.
So good. Such a good deal. A little bit of rain for a great little stretch.
Exactly.
Thanks, Candace.
You're welcome.
Switch over to News 6 Plus or clickorlando.com to watch News 6 Extra right now. Have a great day. Our next newscast is at 4.